One of the relationship statuses I've seen on social media is it's complicated. First, I'm not sure I'd want to post that publicly. And second, sadly, it's true. Or at least it can be. Let's rock.
Are you walking through a storm that feels like it will never end? Do you wonder if life's storms have stolen the beauty from your life for good? You're in the right place. My name is Heather, and like you, I've been through a storm or two and wondered if life would ever be beautiful again. Here we share warriors' words, stories of discovering beauty after battles, and the worth in your wounds. Pick up your sword or boxing gloves and join the battle. Your words are powerful, my friends. Make them warrior words.
I've always known about the 4 types of love seen in the Bible. But when I went to do a little research for this episode, I kept seeing 8. 8 types of love. And I thought, that's too complicated. Why don't we just stick with the 4 types of love seen in the Bible? Why do humans have to complicate things more than we have to? So, in addition to the Bible, there's another reputable source on the types of biblical love, and that's C.S. Lewis in his book, The 4 Loves. And guess where he took the 4 loves concept from? You guessed it, the Bible. Oh, and the Greeks. Recognizing and incorporating all these types of love into our lives opens up a whole lot of beauty and brings us closer to God. So, what are they? Well, the first one, and likely the one we experience the most, is affection. Now, this can range from saying we love caramel mochas. I wouldn't know anything about that. Also, how about loving a song or the smell of chocolate chip cookies in the oven, the sunset? It also includes our love for our pets and the people in our lives. Affection is derived from the familiarity of our surroundings, and it's the one that's most present in our day-to-day lives. Next up is friendship. And C.S. Lewis says, and I quote, "To the ancients, friendship seemed the happiest and most full human of all loves, the crown of life and the school of virtue. The modern world, in comparison, ignores it." End quote. So why such a difference? Well, friendship takes work. To friendship, love takes time and effort, and it doesn't have any specific goal. The biggest part of that is the lack of goal. It's simply based on having something or sharing something in common with another person. In Lewis's mind, this is the love he believed is most heaven-like. He also believed that, quote, "few value it because few experience it." Now, looking at my own life, I believe that to be true. Most of us experience affection with friends in school, but how many of those people become true friends who stick with us as we, or they, move on to experience the third type of love, the romantic or passionate love? Now, the Greek name for this love is eros. This is one of the loves with a specific goal: leaving your family of origin and becoming one flesh with your spouse. This love can also lead to the creation of a new family of origin for their children. The problem for us humans is we tend to be fickle and only look at the passion side of this love, which can lead us to erroneously believe that if we no longer feel regular passion for our spouse, that the love has died. When in fact, true romantic or eros love is selfless. It's not about our feelings of passion. It's about putting our spouse's needs above our own. Our self is no longer the center of our world. Our spouse becomes that center. The greatest commandment, according to Jesus, is to love God with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength. The second greatest is to love your neighbor as yourself. And that's taken from Mark 12, verses 30 and 31. This eros love fulfills that second greatest commandment purely and completely. When you love your spouse, you are truly loving your neighbor as yourself. Now, in this passage, Jesus also says that the second greatest is like the greatest. Think about that. If these commandments are similar, don't all the comparisons of God's love for his church being like a marriage between a man and a woman make sense? Eros love is not what sappy movies and romance novels make it out to be. And loving like this brings us closer to the fourth of the four types of love, agape, or as Lewis calls it, charity. Actually, all three of the loves I've already mentioned help us on our journey to achieve this kind of love, this unconditional love. This can seem like a scary kind of love, but in fact, all love is scary. In order to love, we have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. We have to take a risk. Without risk, there is no reward. But that also means our vulnerability can lead to heartbreak. And so we might decide that it's not worth the risk, so we avoid loving others. But who is that really hurting? Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote, quote, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." Loving completely is worth the risk involved. This is the love of the Father through the Son. John 3:16 tells us that God so loved the world that he sent his only Son to redeem us. Then that Son, Jesus, so loved us that he sacrificed his own human life to redeem us. We are called to love and live like Jesus. We are called to agape love. No greater love than being willing to lay down your life for a friend. And that is also true beauty. There is nothing more beautiful than love. Loving another human or humans more than yourself. So I will close out this episode with a challenge for you to demonstrate love to another person in a way you haven't done before. It can be your spouse, your child, a friend, another relative, or a complete stranger. Then come into the Facebook group and share your homework with us. If you're not a member yet, come to facebook.com/groups/warrior words. And I look forward to seeing your risk-taking, your vulnerability this week. Let's make this world a more beautiful place with our love. And that's it for now. Remember, armor up Fight the good fight. Seek beauty. And make your words warrior words. God bless.